In this portion of the project, we want to create a new section that allows you to add some different side items. Before we do this, as we tested out, we were able to select our hamburger, but now I need some navigation that will let me go forward or backwards based on selecting my hamburger and once I'm finished with that. So let's create another set of buttons. To do this, let's go to our big old bacon burger, and I'm going to choose my rectangle tool. So going back to the design section, choose rectangle. I'm going to make a little rectangle off to the side about this big. That's okay for that. I want to be able to round off just the inside corners of this rectangle. So in other words, this top and bottom right side. To do that, you can go over to your options, turn on this option that lets you check on the exact proportion of it. And this is where we can type in a rounded cornerness of it for this. So for this first one, we'll set it to be 50. We'll skip over and set 50 for the bottom one. Whoops, looks like that was the wrong edge. That is one downside to this. We'll set it to 0. Aha, the two inside ones should be 50 for this one. So this and this one, the second and third option, should be set to 50. We'll let the fill color match the gradation that we did before. So we'll set our fill to be a linear gradient. We'll let this first gradient color, choose our color picker, and pick up on that pixel. And click on our second one, and our eyedropper tool, we'll set it to be that pixel. And again, you can change the direction of your gradient by clicking on the little gradient slider from here. We'll let this be our back button. So with it, maybe I'll make a copy of my text, type in the word back. And with our selection tool, you can click on the outside area of it and rotate it 90 degrees. And we need to place that on top of there. So with it still selected, you can go up to Object, and let's bring it to the front. Go down to Arrange, bring it to front. There it is set to there. Let's make another button that says Back. So I'm going to select both of these since they're already created, make a copy of them. We'll go over to the side here and paste it. Again, we'll rotate this 180 degrees. That looks good. And we're going to align this so that they're right across from each other. Having those guides on so that they're nice and parallel looks good. We'll call this Next. When I click away, it'll automatically rotate back to there. I've got two different buttons. We want our back button to go back to our last page that we have where we can select a burger. So with the word selected, I'll go into prototype mode, and let's choose that artboard. Click and drag it all the way down to our original select a burger mode from here. Going back up, for our next, we want this one to go to our new board that we have. In this case, we only want it to go next whenever we select our big old bacon. So I'm not going to connect it up just for now. But I will select both of the new buttons that we have created, so both the text and the rounded rectangles. We'll make a copy of them, and I need to paste them onto all of the other artboards that we created for here. So as we did before, back out, hold down Shift as you select the name of each of your hamburger artboards, and carefully make sure you're clicking on the artboard. Whoops, excuse me. The artboard name. Now with the artboards selected and we're backed out, when we go to paste, it'll automatically paste them all in the exact same area. So that looks good for there. Now with those different buttons created, let's create a new set of artboards to pick our side item. To do this, I'm going to make a copy of our big old bacon one more time, holding down Option and drag it over, and we'll place it over here. And we'll call this side item 1 for now. Let's zoom in so we can see it. I don't need any of this on here, so I'm going to get rid of everything except for the logo. Actually, let's go into design mode and do this. So let's get rid of all of these. I'll keep the text up here. And we'll keep the back and next button as well. I do need to change this out. So since this is going to be the second step, I want to import the second step PNG. So with it selected, I'm going to go up to File and Import. This will be found under the Side Item menu, and simply choose the Step 2 PNG. When you import it, it'll place it in the middle, and what we want to do is to place it right on top of the other so that it's in the exact same spot. Notice that the 2 will be much larger this time. We'll send this to the back. Go up to Object, Transform, and let's send it backwards. And keep doing that until it goes to the behind there. Now I can select that first PNG and get rid of it so that the 2 is the only larger one that's seen from there. From here, let's change out our text, and this is where we can say something like add your side item. Let's do this in lowercase too. There we go. ... I'll make my text a little bit bigger. And as we've done with the others, we want to leave plenty of room down at the bottom to place each of our items. Now, in addition to the number 2 PNG, I'm also giving you the different food items that can be done as a side. So you got fries, salad, and a side muffin. And I'm giving you some check boxes, both unchecked and checked, that need to be added to here. So as we place these on here, let's go ahead and add each of the different food items first. So I'll do the fries, muffin, and salad. Again, you can drag them on or you can place them, but you will need to scale it down once you bring it into here. So there's our fries. I'm going to zoom out because these are off to the side here. Here's our muffin. And then finally our salad off to the side. Take some time to scale these so that they look appropriate and that they are evenly and well spaced. That looks good. Let's add the title for each one of those. So again, I'll make a copy of the text. So these are fries. The size of this, I'll make it a little bit smaller. And I want to change the color of it. Let's use the color that we were using in some of the other things. So we've got fries. We'll have a muffin. And we'll have a salad. Beside each one of these, this is where we want to have our little checkbox to go with those. So if that's the case, then I'll do an unchecked check to start off with. Again, we can scale this down to be appropriate to the size of our text that we have. But hold down Shift as you make a copy of everything to keep everything nice and evenly aligned. The final thing we need to do is to add the prices for these. I'll make a place down at the bottom, and you can find the prices in the side items text file. Fries are $1.99, salads $3.99, and a 99-cent side muffin. Again, I'm going to change the color of it just because it fits my preferences. And I'll make the size of that just a little bit larger. $3.99. Perfect. With this done, now we can connect the next button from the big old bacon to go to our side item. So from here, go back to big old bacon, Click on the Next. Make sure you're in prototype mode. As you click on the arrow, you can simply drag it over to this artboard and make sure that it dissolve transitions from there. From here, I want to be able to simulate clicking on fries and then clicking on salad to have them checked on. In order to simulate this clicking type feature, we're going to make a copy of our side item. So from here, I'll click on the name and drag down. And all we have to do is to change out the checkbox inside of here. So with it selected, let's go up to Edit, and let's import. And we're going to choose the checked PNG. We need to make sure that it aligns and scales down perfectly. So carefully place it there, and in design mode, make sure you scale it down till it fits nicely on top of that one. Again, you may have to nudge it over to fit in the same spot, but once it's done, it'll look good from that. You can also send this backwards or move it out of the way to get rid of the other checkbox as well. So with fries selected, let's also make a selection for a salad. I'm going to make a copy again for side item number 1. Hold down Option key and drag down. And in this case, we'll get rid of the salad box. We'll also replace it with the check 2. The interactivity for this, if we go back up to our original side item, is I want to be able to click on the fries. So let's go to Prototype and select the fries image, and that will go to the next slide. And then once it's done from there, I'll click on the salad image and connect it down to here too. So both of those will be checked on. Let's test this out. So we'll go to our big old bacon artboard and play it. Now when I click on Next, it'll take me here, and I can click on fries, and then I can click on salad and have both of those selected. Perfect. Last thing we need to do is have it review our order and then type in our information. So in the next video, we'll set up a second set of artboards that has all of our text information to finish this out.